Man, I get back from Florida thinking everything interesting only happens down there, and then Maryland has an insane tragedy happen that no one was really anticipating: the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge due to a cargo ship running into one of the main support beams. It's an insane, absolutely wild story that I wanted to dig into because it's absolutely shredding the internet. People are going insane. I have never seen, actually, that's a lie. I've seen many more conspiracy theories, but I didn't realize how fast people start to jump to conspiracy theories before doing any research or maybe some critical thinking. And I wanted to look into it because this is a really interesting story. And while some of the conspiracy theories are outlandish and goofy, some of them are weird and concerning. And I want to look into just all of it because I want to let you guys form your personal opinions. Although I'm not here to try and spread the idea that you should think a conspiracy theory is real. Because some people think that Obama made a movie about the world ending where a boat crashed, so Obama did it. Anyway, let's get into this thing, because this is a wild story that all starts with what happened last night, where this happened. Let's just play the video, and then we'll give commentary as it goes, because there's literally no volume here. See, this video is sped up, and the boat, you might notice in about maybe, I don't know when it happens, but a few seconds. I would hate to be that car, by the way. Oh, and that car, he is whipping it. Actually, it is sped up, but still. So right there, power went out on the boat. And then there was an interview with the pilot that came on that said that this happens, I think now, is the backup generators activating on the boat. However, there was no steering. The steering was not reactivated on the boat, so what happens is what you're about to see, which is these two cars clutching up last second, getting off the bridge, and then give it a sec. It's taking its sweet-ass time to cause a national tragedy. Can we just do it? You got it. And there it goes. The bridge goes down so fast, the whole thing fell apart like a Jenga tower. Lincoln Logs look like Legos compared to this. That stuff fell apart instantly. And a lot of people have a lot of really, really scary thoughts about this entire situation, and I wanted to dig into it in this video. That's my main thought with this. But first, I want to talk about the facts that we have so far. So, of course, the first thing we have is the fact that this was a massive cargo ship that came from Singapore. Of course, one of the big conspiracy theories, or I guess just weird racist comments I've seen on Twitter so far, are people going like, oh, I bet it was a diversity hire. Oh, I bet it was a black guy or a woman driving. No, they were all Indians who came from Singapore, you goddamn nematode. But regardless, what happened was essentially there was a boat that was coming in from Singapore, and it stopped at the port in that Baltimore port area and then was going to leave. And as it went to leave, power went out. They don't know how, they don't know why. There are different theories for that as well. I actually saw a tweet from the good old Tate boy who said the ship was cyber attacked. Lights go off and it deliberately steers towards the bridge. Foreign agents of the USA attack digital infrastructures. Nothing is safe. Black Swan event imminent. Okay, well, anyway, community notes that he's an idiot, so let's continue onwards with the story. What's happened next is hearing about the fact that apparently there are people missing. As of me recording this, there are 7 people missing, and they recently found one of the bodies. I know for a fact that saying, oh, we're gonna find them eventually isn't, like something that we should be completely 100% sure about. I have a feeling it's going to be another Titanic sub situation where we're going to find them not alive, unfortunately, but it's just something that happens when you're stuck in a car that falls to the bottom of the ocean, or you're on a bridge that collapsed. Like, you just naturally won't survive, but finding the bodies is still something considerate and good to do. Like, I highly doubt that one of the dudes after the bridge collapsed just swam out of the ocean and like Aquaman in the Snyder cut decided to just walk to a bar, and that was just that was his first reaction. So regardless, let's continue onwards, because now I find really interesting is the absolute devastation that we're going to see moving forward because of this bridge collapsing. Because the thing is, bridge fell. Oh no, now I'm going to have to take a detour to work. But the thing is, the bridge is massive. It's a 46-year-old bridge that has been essentially just the main line of travel for a lot of different trade routes. There's one of the big ones, which is the automation industry. I forget where I saw it necessarily, but there was a chart talking about the fact that auto imports are flowing through this constantly. Now, the fact that they are lower than before is not exactly changing the fact that they're at 0 now, which is concerning considering cars are already getting more expensive, and now we're going to have to worry about the fact that we can't get them now, or at least can't trade them properly. So car prices are going to increase, which is great. I love that. I really, really like that. But adding on to that, just the fact that there is so many things being traded through that bridge every single day is insane to me. I saw an article talk about the fact that apparently around 4,900 trucks per day are carrying an annual average of $28 billion worth of goods, which have to be rerouted, which means that, like, I don't know what that transition just messed up there, which means gas is going to get more expensive because they're going to be ripping through that like crazy, and everything is going to be affected by this, more specifically on the East Coast. So if you're elsewhere, then don't rub it in my face. But it's truly a scary situation, and it only gets emphasized by the fact that people are just insane. Like, I saw a post by this guy named Brian Krasenstein. I don't know this guy's story, I don't know his lore, but what I have seen is that he likes to report on news. And one of the things he says is stop pushing misinformation and conspiracy theories to get clicks as people are missing. And the comments are crazy. We, of course, have the one that I referenced earlier that says, it's really not. Obama put out a movie 4 months ago about the end of America, and the first attack was a runaway vessel, and that bridge is very symbolic because of who it's named after. Of course, it's named after Francis Scott Key, the guy who did the whole, the bombs are still there, and our flag was still there. The bombs are in the air. How did I... Shut up. Anyway, that movie thing is real. That is a real thing. There was a movie called Leave the World Behind that had Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke. It was an interesting movie, and there was a scene where a boat crashed. But the context is important.
Clay?
I'm also wondering how in this scene, no one decided, oh, there's a boat coming towards us.
It's got to.
It's gonna stop. That's what boats do. Yeah, anyway. The boat crashes. R.I.P. White Lion, you were in a movie, I guess, and that was in that movie, so people immediately are like, oh, I know, I think Obama did it. And you know what? I agree with you. I honestly think Obama was the one piloting the boat. I think he actually got on the boat when they stopped in the port and said, guys, I'm going to crash this thing into the Francis Scott Key Bridge. And everyone on the boat was like, hi, fuck yeah, hell yeah. And that's how that story went. I've also seen theories that are around the same vein of that, like what if autopilot was overtaken by the CIA, which they can easily do. Now, I don't know if Dex over sex, Kex, whatever that means, is exactly well-versed in CIA technology, but I don't know how they would be able to take control of the boat's rotors by turning off the boat, but regardless, I don't know. I'm not going to be the one to shoot down a conspiracy theory, because, you know, maybe they did. You know, I wouldn't be against it. I just think it's a little absurd to jump to that conclusion now when we're mainly focused on the economy being destroyed and people being lost out there. But no, I think the CIA did it. And the comments on these posts, I swear to God, it's like watching a circus. Because, like, half of the comments are like, I blame Biden for not investing in our infrastructure. And the other half is like, I blame Trump for not investing in our infrastructure. Damn those two presidents. Why didn't they build the Francis Scott Key Bridge better? Even though it was built 46 years ago. However, there is one thing that I think everyone has a consensus with, no matter what side of politics you're on, and that is, I'll use Steve Kramer as an example here. F our federal government. Because, yeah, I don't think anyone here trusts the government on any side of politics, because the CIA has done every evil thing you could possibly think they could do, and they've confirmed it and just been honest about it. How, the chutzpah of these guys, it's crazy. It's almost like they run the most powerful country in the world or something. But I think that a lot of people are kind of going off the, like, just they're kind of losing the script here when it comes to trying to blame who is at fault here. A lot of people were saying they were turning into the bridge intentionally, but if you know how boats work, I don't think that makes sense. Because, like, the thing is, power went out here. And then I think what happened was they were going to turn, I don't know why, to go under here. I don't know, but something was causing the boat to turn while the power was off. And if you know how boats work, when the power's off and you aren't pushing the boat forward, you're at... Poseidon is your guide. You are going wherever the waves deem it so. So clearly, it was something where the power went out and immediately they're like, oh, let's go towards this one. Poseidon's like, oh, I know, let's destroy the Francis Scott Key Bridge. So if anything, we should blame Olympus. That is a joke. Please don't... I do not need to start seeing that as a conspiracy theory. If I see any of you in the comments start blaming Poseidon or Hades or some shit, I swear to God. And while some conspiracy theories are relatively believable to a certain extent, some make me wonder how people graduated school. Because I saw one from this guy right here that just said, this was not random. Multiple camera angles were already set up. Every news outlet reporting on precisely 6 missing in tandem. They watermarked their atrocities with the same occult numerology and symbolism every time, but most people are too stupid to even notice. Whew. Let's take a breather here and go through this one by one. Okay, multiple camera angles are already set up. Welcome to security cameras. Hello, this is the 21st century. Every news outlet is reporting on precisely 6 missing in tandem. Yes, news does indeed report on the news. And to watermark their atrocities with the same occult numerology. Now, I don't know what he's referring to here, but I think he's talking about the date and time stamps. and the temperature, and I assume, like, what, like water level? I don't know, from sea level? Yeah, those occult numerologies, those goddamn sciencey letters and numbers I don't understand because I didn't graduate, like, elementary school. However, something that rubs me the wrong way all the time and makes me think that maybe conspiracy theorists have something functioning up there is how fast the bridge collapsed. I was watching the video back and it's shocking how fast. I know, like, I understand this is a very vital structural support beam, but right as the boat strikes it, it falls apart like a Lego character and drops its inventory like it's Minecraft. Look at that. And while there isn't any apparent explosion, there isn't like a bomb that went off, so like I don't think the CIA was like planting explosives there and be like, we'll have the boat run into it and then the boat will set off the claymores we planted around it. I still think it's weird that the boat fell apart. The boat's fine, actually. The bridge fell apart that easily. But regardless of all of that, this is a tragedy. It is a tragedy. There were people who were lost. There were lives who lost. Regardless of how it happened or why it happened, we lost people. And that is something that people need to focus on. I feel like people directing their rage immediately on Twitter to a random politician is like yelling at a brick wall. It's like this gif. It's useless. Because you yelling on Twitter, it's not like Biden is watching Twitter and being like, oh, what are my haters up to? Oh, I see. Oh, they think I did it? Ha, I did. Ha, that'll get them. Like, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be able to go to the White House and take them down ourselves. And we're not going to be able to go and stop the CIA. We need to focus on taking care of each other. That is the most important thing. It's not something where you have to lose faith in humanity. Lose faith in the shitty people who might be responsible for this. Or just think it might be an accident. There's a chance. There's a pretty high chance it's an accident. But regardless of that, I think focus on the parts we should care about. The parts that we can control, which is the fact that your family isn't on that bridge. And you should be happy about that. And I'm going to get out of here for now. I'm not going to stay in your guys' hair for ages. It's a terrible situation, and I'm happy that I was able to cover it in a good way. If I missed any information, please let me know in the comments. I am recording this right now, 6:29 p.m. The 26th of March. So I'm doing this the day before I released it. So easily new information could come out since then, but most of it's probably going to be about recovering bodies. And maybe if it's something huge, I'll come in at the end wearing completely different clothes the next day telling you guys. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. So thank you guys for being here. Subscribe if you are new. I make videos every single day, and I hope you enjoyed this. I was very lax when I did this video. I'm trying to get better at just speaking instead of focusing on being like, I need to be as funny as possible all the time. So let me know if you liked it, but for now, see you guys later. And as always, adios, arrivederci, goodbye, good night. And yeah, just focus on the good, please. God, the politics on Twitter are awful.